l'idea di parlare di quello che si può fare e non quello che non si può fare e tirar fuori il massimo, no? Il pacchetto nel frattempo deve crescere.
This year is important because it's the breaking phase here.
Credo sia il primo weekend dei miei primi 5 weekend dentro la squadra in cui non sento parlare di grip.
Es un día más que especial para Paolo Pavesio.
Yeah, retirement is the first funny word because it's retirement, but here I am dressed in blue at a Grand Prix. I would say it's more a significant change of role. So probably the first remarkable moment is I stopped with my old role on December 31st and the new one on January 1st. So it's the first time I really celebrated the new year because at that moment I was, shall we say, losing the responsibility. Because running this project for 26 years, always being the boss, always in charge of everything, let's say in good and bad, is quite a heavy weight.
Just done 1 and 2.
It was an important moment for me. Now I'm enjoying my new role, being an advisor to Paolo, to YMC engineers and other work colleagues. I think he's the ideal person to take over from me. Having the knowledge of running Yamaha Europe's racing program, having the commercial knowledge, having spent many years in the company, so it was an easy choice, honestly, because he stood out. The biggest difference I would see, and I'm happy to see that, is great energy. So he has a lot of energy and he wants to arrive, he wants to understand, he wants to change. And he's already starting the process of changing, let's say, for the next step, which will be probably from 26 and beyond. So I think he's doing really well and I think he's fitted very well with the team. So good luck to him for the future.
Già ieri sera, ma al di là delle battute e far diventare questa cosa qui un pochino più una normalità, che non vuol dire che tutti i weekend oggi possiamo andare sul podio, ma tutti i weekend avere questo spirito, no? L'idea di parlare di quello che si può fare e non quello che non si può fare e tirar fuori il massimo, no? Il pacchetto nel frattempo deve crescere. Oggi siamo qua a provare della roba nuova.
Il weekend di Jerez potrà dare una buona svolta.
The company is the same, the job is very new, but what has been also a big change for me and for us as a family has been to be back in Italy.
Iniziamo tra qualche minuti, quella tutta qua.
Come va? Come ti trovi in questa?
Beh, quarta gara, prima fila.
Esatto.
No, le cose sono nuove.
Secondo me
lo voglio.
Cavolo. Poi è una bella sfida.
Ci siamo.
In the last 10 years I've been living where Yamaha is European headquarters, so Amsterdam. And the family is still there and will join me back at the end of the school, so in June. Coming back to Italy has been an interesting experience. You are seen as you have always been there, but it's not exactly like this. So I try to bring with me what I've learned being abroad, but I really try also to work and put together the different culture which we have now in YMR, which we have in the project. There are Italians, there are other European colleagues, and there are the Japanese, which in those 20 years I've learned to know pretty well. The preparation phase, the preparation for this comeback or for this start has been very emotional for me, because I have been lucky enough to have Lin Jarvis very close to me. Lin has been a colleague for many years, but honestly I remember when I joined Yamaha, I was 29 back in the time. I've seen Lin coming to Italy to build YMR. MotoGP was MotoGP, and as a young marketeer in love with motorcycle, Lin Jarvis was already, I would say, something special for me. And I think it's been a blessing, and it's still something which I feel lucky for, to have Lin close to me. With a very balanced relation. He's giving me tips, he's sharing with me experience, but he's also encouraging me and pushing me to do it in my own way. This is a transformation moment, this is an evolution moment, and doing this together with him, counting on his advice, yeah, it's something I'm very happy, and I think it's something very Yamaha.
Direi non male, weekend.
No, direi non male, l'abbiamo aspettata solo 560 giorni, ma adesso bisogna prendere il ritmo.
Beh, è stato un weekend molto lineare per Fabio. In realtà è arrivato già, secondo me, convinto, e ha dimostrato gli step fatti in questo anno.
Sai cosa è stato interessante per me? È che credo sia il primo weekend dei miei primi 5 weekend dentro la squadra in cui non sento parlare di grip, sento parlare di sensazioni, sì, di come andare un po' più forte, avevo un po' di margine in quella curva, sì. È stato interessante perché molto diversa l'atmosfera, come dici tu, da subito.
So we start the season a little bit with Sepang, I think even too much, too fast, was a little bit not the reality at that moment, but it was the first sign that the job start to paying.
Abbiamo iniziato benissimo i test della Malesia, il miglioramento è stato significante rispetto a quello che è stato lo scorso anno, poi invece abbiamo iniziato le prime 2 gare Thailandia, Argentina, dove secondo me quelle aspettative che avevamo ci hanno lasciato un po', il risultato della gara ci ha lasciato un po' di amaro in bocca, ma forse lì abbiamo veramente visto le potenzialità della moto.
We get more confidence from the rider, from Fabio for sure. Fabio make a great job, but also all the other riders that are growing up their performance. This was one of our weakest points last year, and now it looks like on this side we closed the gap, and now we have to look for more consistency during the race. That is one of our new goal for all the season.
Abbiamo veramente fatto uno step, specialmente in quello che è il giro secco, il time attack. Fabio ha fatto 3 pole position in 3 circuiti completamente diversi, Jerez, Le Mans, Silverstone, dove comunque abbiamo potuto toccare quanto la moto sia migliorata rispetto allo scorso anno.
Tecnicamente ci vuole tempo, non è una roba che si può risolvere velocemente, ma già sono stati fatti dei salti in avanti importanti, ma c'è tanto margine di miglioramento, c'è un entusiasmo diverso, infatti i piloti la stanno vivendo diversamente degli ultimi anni, questo è fondamentale, è la base. È una situazione secondo me molto positiva, perché si sta andando nella direzione giusta. Vamos!
Dove andiamo, Fabio?
Andiamo al box. Sì.
Grande.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. Grazie.
And the other thing, apart from results, what I can really see is that the riders are starting to really enjoy to ride the bike again. And I remember way back in the day, Valentino always told me the most important point of making my switch, coming to you and to victory, is you need to enjoy. So when you see a rider is really feeling at one with the bike, you know that they can perform exceptional things. And I think that this work that we did, hiring new staff, changing our system of working, opening up the mind of the traditional mind of Japanese colleagues, it really is starting to pay off now.
The first time I met with Paolo, I just try to make just a greeting, but I spent already more than hours to talk with him. In the course of our conversation, we created a very nice word that is joint leadership. That he always brings something new with speed from a different perspective. In order to carry out a major challenge, it is important to have a priority. Before going to the practical discussion, we started to sharing the basic idea from the visionary side.
About the strength, but mostly about
This year is important because this is the braking phase year. So this is the year where we're gonna learn to really secure we can build a gap, or let's say we can build an advantage also in that field.
Paolo arrived during the winter time and was a kind of changing. He's clear in the company for a long time, but his way to approach also the racing is a kind of very... Stavo parlando di te, dai. No, stavo parlando di te. No, sto cercando di parlare male ma senza che ti offendi. Non è così banale parlare bene. Honestly, I was quite new here, but his way to arrive, to put effort, energy, and to manage the things is quite good. Always keen to find a new proposal or new things to grow up as a team, but also as a brand, as Yamaha, not just in terms of performance. So as it's a very good approach, I think, also for Yamaha, but also in general for the MotoGP paddock. So even if it's very demanding, we really enjoy to share the time with you.
After more than 20 years in the company, to be very honest, I was not expecting this new adventure being so exciting, so intense, but I would say also so rewarding. We've been already traveling all around the world for 3 months now, from the team launch in Sepang, the first force overseas, and now we are in Jerez, the first European race of what I heard the people which are a long time in MotoGP paddock, they call a kind of championship in the championship. It's going to be 12 races for 4 months, and I would say the first has been pretty special. For me, the first pole position, the first podium as well, but for Yamaha and for Fabio, 560 days without this feeling, which is very special. And for me, it's so important, to be honest, not at personal level. It's very important because it gives a reward to everyone who has been working so hard in the last months, but I would say in the last years, to bring back the project where we want it to be. Also for Fabio, I'm sure I've seen his eyes different since Friday. There was an emotion, there was the joy that a rider to be fast needs to feel. Because finally this is a job, but remains something special for all of us which are working into it, for the riders most of all, because those are the emotions based on which we can go further, we can put this extra mile, extra effort, extra creativity when you are an engineer, and maybe, you know, extra spark when you are a rider.
Es un día más que especial para Paolo Pavesio.